play some beautiful tunes. So thank you, Laura. All right, it has come to that time of night, the live music part of the night. And if you couldn't tell already, I'm really, really excited about this band. You have made it to night 3 of Camp Hollywood. So yes, give yourself a round of applause. Tonight's gonna be a real fun night. We got a lot to get through tonight, but thank you for joining me for this opening part. So please give this band a warm welcome for the Jonathan Stout Orchestra.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Camp Hollywood. Welcome to night 3. My name is Jonathan Stout, and this is my orchestra featuring Hillary Alexander. It's our great pleasure to be here for you for a second night. The eagle-eyed among you will notice that we have multiplied our numbers, and now we've got 17 folks up on stage for your dancing pleasure. There we go. That first song was a Harry James number from 1939 called The Flash. And up next for you, we are going to do a Duke Ellington tune. And this particular song is a good old traditional jazz tune called the Royal Garden Blues. It's a very popular New Orleans tune. It's always fascinating to hear somebody like Duke Ellington take on a song that's been recorded by millions of other artists, because you really get to hear the extra dukiness of it. And this is a very classically Duke Ellington version from 1946 or 1947. So now we give to you the Royal Garden Blues. The Royal Garden Blues, arranged by the great Billy Strayhorn for the Duke Ellington Band. You heard from Jerome Smith on the trombone there, and Harrison Ball on that high note trumpet at the end. Up next, we're going to do an original tune, and this is named for one of my other heroes. You've heard me talk about Charlie Christian many times before, but I have this other hero who plays acoustic guitar by the name of Alan Roos, who is another one of Benny Goodman's guitar players, and I wrote this original tune in his honor, and it's called Pagin' Dr. Roos. An original tune for you called Pagin' Dr. Roos. We're going to do another Duke Ellington tune that is Duke's take on another old classic. We actually played an entirely different version of this song last night, as played by Benny Goodman. So this is perhaps the most recorded song in the history of jazz. This is the St. Louis Blues. And so from 1947, here's the Duke Ellington version. And to sing it for you is our featured vocalist, Our Lady of Song, and your hostess here at Camp Hollywood. Give it up for Hillary Alexander! She sings for you now, the St. Louis Blues.
Good evening, everybody.
Singing the St. Louis Blues. Give it up for her. And you also heard from a very special individual. How many people were here at Camp Hollywood 2 years ago? So if you were here 2 years ago, you should know what an amazing and impossibility it is that I get to say, that was Albert Alba on the tenor saxophone. We're so grateful to have Albert back with us, and you're going to hear more from him as we go along with the rest of the set. We're going to do another original for you. This is something that I wrote for the California Balboa Classic Contest back in 2020, believe it or not. And we liked it enough that we wrote a whole big band chart out of it. So this is a tune called The Ocean Front Shuffle. The Oceanfront Shuffle. We heard from Craig Fungiga at the vibraphone, Dave Cosbina on the trumpet on that one. We're going to bring Hillary Alexander up to the microphone for this next one. This is a Harry James number, and it's a beautiful one. This is called I've Heard That Song Before. Give it for Hillary Alexander!
From an old familiar score, I know it well, that melody. It's funny how a theme recalls a favorite dream, the dream that brought you so close to me. I know each word because I've heard that song before. The lyrics said forevermore, forevermore's a memory. Please have them play it again, and I'll remember just when I've heard that lovely song I've heard that song before.
All right, so our next tune is something that before a couple years ago, we would not have been able to play. And we owe this next tune and several of the tunes we're going to play tonight to something called the Heritage Sounds Project that was spearheaded by Lindy Focus. Lindy hoppers, Balboa dancers, and shag dancers like yourselves have been crowdfunding transcriptions through Lindy Focus and the Heritage Sounds Project for almost a decade now. And that's what has brought you the music of Chick Webb that we played last night. That's what's brought you some of the music of Jimmy Lunsford that we played last night. And that's what brought you the music of Lionel Hampton, which we're going to be playing a bunch of tonight. So we did a Kickstarter this year for the great Erskine Hawkins. You can still find ways to contribute to that if you look up Heritage Sounds and Erskine Hawkins. And I can't wait to tell you more about that later on. But we're going to bring Craig Fundiga back to the vibraphone and do a Lionel Hampton tune. This is called Lamplighter. That was called The Lamplighter. Here for Blank Clancy on the clarinet. Of course, that's Craig Fundiga on the vibraphone. Up next, we're going to do an arrangement written by our very good friend Dan Barrett. So this is a new arrangement of a very old tune called You've Got Me Voodooed. It's co-written by Louis Armstrong. But we're going to bring Hillary Alexander to the microphone for you. Give it up for Hillary Alexander! You've Got Me Voodoo.
You fill me with emotion. You control my very soul. You've got me voodoo. You knew the goddess Venus would spark this love between us. You inspired me with desire. You've got me voodoo. You knew you had the power. You picked the hour when the moon was full above. I was hypnotized when I looked in your eyes. My heart was full of love, just like the siren Circe. You've got me at your mercy, always yours to have and hold. You've got me voodoo. You've got me voodoo. Thank you.
All right, this next song is a favorite of a good friend of mine. And as I was running back to my room to print charts right before we started, I noticed she was at the bar eating dinner. So there's a chance she might not be in the room. But does anybody have eyes on Latasha Barnes? Well, that's a pity because this is one of her favorite tunes, and we played this I think at Libby on the Rocks a couple of years ago, and she's like, "Oh, that's my jam." So I made a point to program it for her because she's here this year. So I'm sure she's enjoying her dinner, but I wish she was dancing to this tune. But that's okay. We all get to dance to it. So this is a Cab Calloway tune, one of the few we have in the book, and this was written by Dizzy Gillespie while he was in the band. This is a tune called Pickin' the Cabbage.
Real quick, if you're in the Amlindy final, coming up in just a couple songs, come check in with us. Also, if you're judging, come check in. Thank you.
All right, everybody. So this is our last song of this set, but don't worry, there's 2 more sets coming up, and the contest is coming up right after this. Competitors, if you haven't checked in, go get on that. This next song was almost certainly written by my hero, the great Charlie Christian, though he wasn't credited with it. It was a hit for the Benny Goodman Sextet. It was a hit when Lionel Hampton recorded it, and it's been a hit many, many times. This particular version of this song we arranged for Lindy Focus a couple years ago, and it combines the best of 2 different recordings of it. This is a real barn burner. I'm just going to warn you. Like this is a face melter, so like strap in for a tempo that's brisk. But I think you'll be rewarded if you can hang. So this is our last song of this set. My name is Jonathan Stout. This is my orchestra featuring Hillary Alexander. We give to you now the Airmail Special. Trombone section. That was Harrison Ball popping those wheelies at the end. Craig Quindiga at the vibraphone. And now, the Brittany.
It's not often that I get an intro from the band leader. What a treat. Guys, come on, give it up one more time for this orchestra, because man, I am fangirling this band hard tonight. I said I'm not making the theme, I'm just gonna rep the band tonight. So you guys are in for a treat. So, without further ado, you already know what time it is. We are ready for our first contest of the evening. So, these lights are being brought up. We've got volunteers on the floor. We are going to really need your cooperation with listening to them this evening. Now, if this is night 2 or 3 for you, you already know the drill. Go ahead and find you a spot on these side floors in front of the monitors, and guess what? You'll have an unobstructed view and still be in the room to cheer on your friends. If you are on this main part in front of the bandstand, what I need you to do is listen to the volunteers. We're gonna need a lot more space than what I'm seeing. Sherry, you look gorgeous. Gorgeous. Miss, please, listen to the volunteers. They don't have